This may be a very challenging statement because I wrestled with it as I was typing it and as the Lord was sharing it with me. But I don't want you to put up walls of defense right off I make this statement. I want you to really hear it, and I want you to allow God to speak to you about it, and then I want you to let the Lord minister to you concerning it. Amen? All right, I didn't get amen from everybody. Amen? All right, so here's the statement that I was challenged with in prayer today. I wonder how many of us realize that we have unwittingly participated in the decline of the church in America. I want you to really, I'm gonna need you to lean in and listen to me, because you don't need to be taking notes. You're gonna get everything. I need you to hear me, because sometimes taking notes you miss what God's trying to deposit. And I'm on assignment again tonight. Listen, I wonder how many of us realize that we have unwittingly participated in the decline of the church in America. Literally, I mean, we've done our part to help the church, watch this, continue to decline in America. Let's be real for a moment. I want you to ask yourself this. Without any condemnation, without any guilt, trip, or anything, I'm trying to awaken the spirit man that lives on the inside of you, right? When was the last time you led someone to make a decision about salvation? Don't all answer at once. I want you to catch this. When was the last time you led someone to make a decision about salvation? You have not been an effective witness, just in case you didn't know, unless you have led them to make a decision about their life. And I am not talking about I'm not talking about, because we get this confused, I'm not talking about encouraging a believer to not leave the church or walk away from their faith. I'm talking about, when was the last time you have led someone to make a decision about their walk in God? And now reflect back over as you ponder your last encounter of leading someone to the salvation. Now ponder the statement that God posed to me, how that in many cases, most cases, we have unwittingly participated in the decline of the church in America. And before you jump on your soapbox and say, who am I, or I'm just one person, I would like for us to think about this for a moment, because we live in an age of technology. And I want you to think about how many people every day come to a decision about a product, a company, or even a place to travel based off other people's review. There are many of us in this room that won't go to a certain hotel if the reviews are bad. You won't pick that product if the reviews are bad. You don't even know if they're telling the truth. But just because they offer their review, it has led you to a decision. I'm convinced that if you ever believe in a product, a company, or even a place to travel, you will speak about it. And you will let everybody know how great it is. Yet somehow or another, in Christendom, we have been convinced that as an individual, I cannot make an impact, or a choice rather, that will impact many. So in the Christian mindset, we think like, well, it's just me. How can I make a choice that's going to change many people? Now, mind you, the Bible offers clear examples of the opposites, and I want to pose this opposite to you as we lean in to hear this tonight, what God has said. In Mark, the 1st chapter, verse 40, we see these verses. And there came a leper to him, beseeching him and kneeling down to him and saying unto him, if thou wilt, thou can make me clean. And Jesus, moved with compassion, put forth his hand and touched him and said unto him, I will, be thou clean. And as soon as he had spoken, immediately, somebody say immediately, leprosy departed from him and he was cleansed. Jesus turns around and strictly charges him and forthwith sent him away. In verse 44, he says unto them, see thou say nothing to any man. Please note this, any theologian would tell you that this was a common occurrence with Jesus in his ministry. He was known for telling people, don't say nothing. Don't tell anybody. You just got healed. Don't tell anybody. And now all of them obviously did not obey Jesus. Don't tell anybody. Could it be, and I want you to please follow me tonight. Could it be that Jesus knew that if everyone, whoever had an encounter with him, would begin to share their experience with him, revival would break out? Could it be that if everybody that bumped into Jesus and he changed their life were to begin to share what Jesus did for them and how their encounter with him has transformed their life, that if everybody did that, then revival would break out? Because listen to the same verse again, Mark 1:41 through 45 from the New Living. Moved with compassion, Jesus reached out and touched him. We got it, Danielle? Moving a little slow. Reached out and touched him. And he said, I'm willing. He said, watch this, be healed. Listen to me. Listen to me. Instantly, the leprosy disappeared and the man was healed. Jesus sent him on his way with a stern warning. Don't tell anyone about this. Instead, go to the priest and let him examine you. This is custom. Take an offering that's required of the law for those who have been healed of leprosy. That's the custom. And then Jesus says, this will be a public testimony that you have been cleansed. But the man went and spread the word, proclaiming to everyone what had happened. As a result of this man's review of Jesus, as a result, large crowds soon surrounded Jesus, and he couldn't publicly enter into a town anywhere. He had to stay out in secluded places, but people from everywhere kept coming to him. Now, here is the gist of my opening statement, what God really said to me, and I want to walk us through it tonight. There is an epidemic that has taken place in the American church, something that I am praying about as it relates to our relationship right here. As your pastor, spiritual father, whatever category you have me in, priest, whatever you want to call me. But as a person that speaks to you every week, here is where God has begun to show me where we have shifted and we got to make our way back because revival is coming.